Hello, it's me, Henry, from the Learning Repo. I'm going to show you how to mill out complex geometries with the stock quarter-inch end mill that comes with the Shapeoko 4 CNC very quickly. So this is our model here in Fusion, just a few fillets at the bottom and then a chamfer at the top. Make a new setup. Then you're going to want to change the stock mode to from body and then select the body that you're using as your stock material. Currently we have our z-axis kind of sideways, so you're going to want to click orientation and then change that to the z and x-axis plane. And then you want to find a z-axis reference and an x-axis reference, which you can do by just clicking on the edges on your stock material. Select the machine. Select the machine, in this case I'm using a Shapeoko 4 standard. Find the adaptive clearing operation in the 3D tab. Select your tool. Filter for milling bits. Select the flat end mill and then select the quarter-inch flat end mill that's overall 2.5 inches. This is the stock bit that comes with the Shapeoko 4. Back in the adaptive clearing selection menu, go under geometry and then set the machining boundary to selection. Select the outermost edge of your model. You can now set the surface groups to the top face of your model. After you hit OK, this will then generate the 3D adaptive clearing toolpaths, and they're generating right now, as you can see. Select 2D contour. Switch to the geometries tab so you can select the contour of your model. Select the bottom edge of your model and switch to the heights tab in your contour selection menu. Change the bottom height selector to selection. Select the bottom edge of your model. Now change the top height selector to selection. Select the topmost edge. Now change to the passes tab. Check off multiple depths and make sure that this value is half of your bit diameter. Go back to geometry and make sure that the tabs are enabled. After you click OK, Fusion will generate the contour toolpaths for you. Select simulate, and here you can just simulate your model and make sure that you got everything right in your cam setup and nothing's totally out of whack. Select post process. Here you can rename the file, that way we can export it and throw it into Carbide Motion. After your machine is initialized, just go ahead and jog your bit over to where we set the stock point in Fusion Cam and set the 0 there. Load in the file to be exported from Fusion and then click over to the 3D viewer tab just to make sure everything is all good. Start the job, and there you have it. You can actually start milling the file now. As far as work holding goes, I just fixed the stock to the sacrificial board with some spare whiskers that I had. I think I actually prefer this method over using the clamps that the Shapeoko includes. Okay, so the cut went well. There's a little bit of tear out here on top, but this is just sort of expected because the stock bit that's on the Shapeoko 4 is an upcut end mill, and because the top layer here is paint, it just sort of stuck to the wood and it didn't actually cut away, but just a little bit of post-processing would help with this. As you can see, the actual geometry is just as expected. So if you ever wanted to add like features like fillets or chamfers to your model, but all you have is an end mill, this is how you would do that. Hopefully you found this a useful tutorial. If it is, let me know. If it isn't, also let me know. I'd love to improve it. Thank you for watching.